We are on filmsgonewild.com. My name is John Wildman, and we are going to be talking about the film I Have No Wings. We have the director, Nino Men- Memanishvili.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And we have producer, Ketevan Nozadze. Yes? I,
Yes.
and they're being very kind because I'm sure that I messed up their names at least somewhat, but it's going to be worth it because this is a wonderful film to talk about. And Nino, I would love for you to take a moment to introduce our audience to the film. They have not seen it as yet, likely. So tell us about I Have No Wings.
Hello, everyone. It's really pity that we can't be here there with you. We wanted very much, but unfortunately, it was impossible. And thank you for everybody who comes and watch our film and interested in. Um, I don't want to talk much about movie and tell you. I once what I can tell you that I think that very important in our film is that we when we work uh, um, for this film, we did not have a script. I decided not to write a script and be next to our hero and observe his life, how would it develop. Because I think that in a documentary movie, very important is to have a reality. And I think that we can't um,
Imagine.
imagine what's happened in the future. So I think that if you have a strong character, you have a strong movie. And when I met my character, I immediately decided that yes, he is the person who about I want to make a film. And he was a boy who wanted to be a falconer, and all his dreams was about it. And it was enough for me. And other things, topics, stories, what happens and develop in his life, I believe that it's happened, and it depends on the director which part of the story of the life of your character you choose, and when you start and when you finish your film, and you make a story from his real life. I hope I can understand what I'm meaning. Sorry for my English. I try to catch words.
No,
Uh,
no, no. It absolutely understand, and um, hopefully, in the same way, you'll understand what I'm going to say. I often say documentaries have, for the most part, one of two approaches. One, you script it out, as you say, Nino, and you find footage, or you conduct interviews to find for each
yes,
place of the movie
yes,
that you scripted
exactly,
out.
exactly.
Or in this case, you have a character like Makho, and you go, "We're just going to follow him. We're going to see what happens." And the movie we will go on a journey with him. We don't know where
Yes,
it will lead. Um,
exactly.
and obviously this falls into that second category. He is a wonderful character for
Thank
us.
you.
For myself, my wife and I are involved in dog rescue, and we are very much a big animal people, and so I obviously clued in right away because he has such a love for his birds. And Emily, of course, he starts off, and what was fascinating to me was the idea that the environmental protection officials who are trying to look out for the best interests of the birds in this case, and they're trying to do what they're supposed to make sure that they're cared for and they're not exploited and they are not hurt, are doing what they can, and yet nobody loves those birds more than he does. No, there's that wonderful scene where he is with his mother and he's arguing with her about feeding the bird fat because the fat is not good for the bird, and he is so, and as he painstakingly goes through the bag of food to make sure it's exactly right, and you watch that and you go, he has such a love for them, so it's heartbreaking when they take Emily away. Um, Talk about, as both director and producer, when you have a character like him and you become enmeshed in their lives, you can find a point where you go, I would love to help, but that's not my job here. My job is to document. My job is to film what happens. It's not to assist my subject. So talk about that tug of war that you go through as filmmakers when you become involved with the subject of your documentary.
Oh, we work on this movie for 4 years, and it was really very hard. It's really hard to be next to the person like him. I mean, I mean his poverty. I mean his hard life, and um, today we are very close friends, and I can't imagine that I can't lose them. They are the part of my life now. But during this time, me and Katie, we try not to change the story. Uh, and of course, maybe we could do something more for them, but we try not to did it. We but what's main thing, what of course I did, and I think that I help him
Overcome.
to overcome his problems. It was that I always was next to him and talk to him and help him. Um, and of course, we helped him with money, of course, because they really don't have anything. And by time, we gave them some money. Yeah, for Nika, because you see that Nika needs a lot of money. He has a big problem, yeah. But a main thing for me was that I tried to do a positive film. Um, his hard life is a part of his life, and we can't do anything with these, yeah. But we try to not show this part a lot, because he's the positive person. He And I think that for me, the main thing in this film is that um, he has a hard life. He has life full of problems, yeah. But anyway, he is a person who has his dreams and who is happy. and all people has something what is make him happy, yeah, and for him these birds are his happy life, and he tried to find his positive way of life with these birds. So we try not to show a lot of hard things, because there were a lot of things what you don't see in this film. And um, yeah, I don't know if I answer the
No,
question.
no, no, no. I think it's wonderful. I do want Keta to have a chance to speak here, and I would love for you to talk about, just as Nino as a director has to be careful with how she intervenes or not within the subject in front of her camera. As a producer, you also, in an interesting way, have to do the same thing with Nino, correct? You know,
Correct.
you have to rein her in, or say we can't film all every day this week. We can only film 2 days this week, or we can't make this trip because we literally can't afford to make that trip. These are kind of decisions that as a producer, you have to come in. And I would love for you to talk about, with a film like this, where you are, one, you're filming them out on, him trying to catch birds. You're filming his travels. You're filming the events as the community tries to raise money for his mom and his little brother. Talk about, from the producer standpoint, how you were helping Nino accomplish the film in the midst of everything that that you could try to film, but you can't do everything. Talk about how you were helping her control it.
Okay, thank you. When Nino and her cameraman came to me and showed me the material they shoot already, I was shocked. I didn't know much about falconry, and this was a very strange word for me. I tried to research and look for the law and what is going on, and why it's this boy in this strange situation. So I find the way that this film should be like Nino decide, like she sees this film. Of course, she's a director, and for me, the falconry, it's a kind of very strange activity. It's more like a sport, and I did not understand why our government is so strict to this um, um, law. I think that this boy is a really very hard life. I mean, um, very. He is in trouble, and I saw this in a film, and I wanted that the people who will see this film will see the structure of this film, and will see the a real image of this people's problem. I mean, his grandma living with these boys. One of them is with disability. It's absolutely a very interesting story, and probably we didn't find a lot of um, money to finish for correct the light, for example, and to have a really good rough cut at last. But I mean, we do what we did. Yeah, sorry for.
No, listen, and that's the thing. Look, as filmmakers, are we ever entirely satisfied with our films? Don't we always want to go back and tweak a little bit and
Yes,
tinker,
sure.
right? But I have to say, you know, again, I think he is a wonderful subject, and I think also to your credit as filmmakers, um, you do something which I call putting us in the room. And and I think when you're successful, as a documentary filmmaker, oftentimes you make us feel like we were a fly on the wall, like we were in the room as things happened, as opposed to this was presented to us, like it
So,
was staged, it was like and not staged in a way of like actors and what have you, but people have been prepared to say the right things and to look the right way and what have you, as opposed to this where we go, this is exactly how it is. This is exactly how Makho and his and how they live. And this is exactly what what it's like when he's up there with the birds up in the pens and the cages, and we feel like we're right there in the moment. And to your great credit, I think it's a wonderful job. I really enjoyed the film. Again, the film is I Have No Wings. We've been talking to the director, Nino Memanishvili, and the producer, Ketevan Nozadze. It's been wonderful talking to you both about the film. Again, congratulations.
Thank
thank
you
you.
very much.